Wow, what a picturesque view of the glen.
Thank you.
What for?
Why, for liking what I've brought you. It makes me very happy.
You get happily very easily, don't you?
I?
Wow, I've been in an old shed like this since I was a boy, which right now seems like a good 2,000 years ago.
You mean you're tired?
Aye, lassie, I'm tired. That is why you brought me here, isn't it? So I could take a nap.
Well, I shouldn't have thought a long walk would fatigue a young lad like ye.
Young lad?
Aye, you're very young.
That's either a deliberate lie or wishful thinking. Look at me. I'm ancient, decrepit, and disintegrating rapidly.
Aye?
Oh, what's under this? A rock garden?
My father used to sleep on it.
That was the second mistake.
He and my mother met at the shed, you know. You see, my mother, she was a gypsy.
Uh-huh.
And one day she was walking along and noticed my father lying there asleep on the cot. She liked his looks and she was a wee bit tired anyhow, so she took off her shoes, sat in that there rocking chair, and waited for him to wake up. Shortly after that, I was born.
Well, that is one of the sweetest bedtime stories I've ever heard.
You're sure you're comfortable?
Yes, very. Thank you very much. You've been more than kind. And if you would like to round off your generosity, buzz off.
You're a broad, handsome lad.
See me when I'm rested. I'm almost robust.
I just hate to leave you.
Oh, you better. I make all sorts of odd noises when I sleep.
Who told you? Do you have a wife?
No, but I was engaged once.
And what happened to the lass you were engaged to?
She fell in love with a Russian.
A Russian?
Yes.
Russia is in Europe, right?
Yes, more and more. It's not far from here. Just cross the channel, make a left.
You're a winning lad, a right winning lad.
Now look, lass, I don't know what you're after, but I don't want to. I want to go to sleep.
But then you see, I'm highly attracted to ye.
Thank you very much. And when I wake up, we can discuss the whole problem. And believe me, you have a problem.
And when I look at ye lying there on the cot, I get little tadpoles jumping up my spine.
That's about as repulsive an idea as I've heard in years. You know, if sex were a hobby, you'd be a collector's item.
But I've been waiting so long.
Go!
Ye men are all alike.
I should certainly hope so.
You get what you want from a lass, and 'tis farewell.
Get what I want? I can't even get you to go away.
That's what I'm referring to. I thought you were interested in me, and that's why you let me bring you here. You misled me.
Well, you certainly have one hell of an imagination. Can you think of one good reason why I, a strange man, should be attracted to you, a strange woman, and at this hour of the day?
Of course I can. Because you're a lad and I'm a lass.
Well, with that philosophy, you sure must have had a provocative career.
I've had a great many heartbreaks.
I don't doubt that at all.
At 16 years I was blue and sad. The father said I should find a lad. So I set out to become a wife and found the real love of my life. His name it was Chris and the last was McGill. I met him one night picking flowers on the hill. He had lots of charm and a certain kind of touch and a certain kind of eagerness that pleased me very much. So there 'neath plough. I told my father the awful truth. He said, what difference, you've got your youth. So out I went mad to be a wife and found the real love of my life. Oh, he was a poet, a rhymer was he. He read me some verse he had written for me. He said they would move me, these poems from his pen, and how right he was because they moved me right into the glen. We stayed till the dawn came and lighted the sky. Then I shook his hand and I bid him goodbye. I never went back, for what I had heard was true, that a poet only writes about the things he cannot do. My pa said, look out for men who think. You'll be more certain with men who drink. So out I went to become a wife and found the real love of my life. Oh, he was a soldier, a fine Highland son. He told me about all the battles he'd won. He wasted his time telling me about his might, for one look at him decided me to not put up a fight. We skirmished for hours that night in the glen, and I found the sword has more might than the pen. But when I was drowsing, I snored to my dismay, and he thought it was a bugle and got up and marched away. Now Pa said, daughter, there must be one, someone who's true or too old to run. So I'm still looking to be a wife and find the real love of my life.